Hi everyone, it's the Moon Mage. Today we're going to be doing a reading that is focused on how your person thinks you view them. Okay, so this can be somebody that you're in a relationship with or not. It could be platonic, it could be a family member, it just anybody who is on your mind or just who happens to come up at this time. Okay, so we have 3 piles to choose from. The first pile is this City Kitty enamel pin. He is a street artist in New York City, and it is paired with the ASL Tarot. We have this pink geode star, and it is paired with the Mahogany Tarot. And then we have this butterfly enamel pin, and it is paired with the Light Seer's Tarot. Okay, so take a few moments to choose your pile, and then we will jump right into the reading. Hi, pile 1, if you chose the City Kitty enamel pin paired with the ASL Tarot, this reading is for you. Today we're going to be looking into how your person thinks that you view them, okay? So this reading is just to figure out just to get an idea of how you may be coming across or how this person may be coming across to you. And just a little bit of reflection on that, okay? So we are just going to see what comes up. We are going to pick some oracle cards first before we get into the tarot, and then we'll go from there, probably get some messages from your person, okay? Pile 1, we're going to choose cards from the Melanated Pop Oracle just to get an idea of how your person thinks that you're viewing them. So how does pile 1's person think that you're viewing them? We have unavailable. How does pile 1's person think that you are viewing them? We have spice things up. Exciting, kinks, unusual, mix it up, new things, and fantasies. Unavailable says busy, absent, taken, hard to reach. We have taste, flavor, sweetness, pleasant, expensive, beauty, details. And we have sweet and sticky, kind, caring, compassionate, loving, physical touch. Okay, the bottom of the deck we have virgin, purity, innocence, angelic, bright, abstinence, and celibacy. This person thinks that you feel like they made all these plans with you, and they made it seem like you were very spicy and sweet, and you guys matched each other well because you both could be really into fashion or hang out or whatever, but then they could have dropped the ball. They could have just flaked out on you a lot, or they could have just honestly be non-committal to the point where they decided to go a different direction because you kind of seemed a little bit high maintenance for them. And I'm not saying that you are. Maybe you could be, because y'all in some ways we should be, because we don't want to settle for less. I think that they found you very exciting and And I do think that they know that this was the impression that they gave to you, like that they were very interested in you, and that they wanted to maybe do all these, they had all these sexual fantasies about you, and they wanted, maybe they were like telling you a bunch of sweet nothings, you know what I mean? Like they talked a good game, but then when it came to actually putting in the work and following through with everything that they told you, they couldn't, you know, they couldn't. They seemed unavailable. They just went absent and stuff. And I think this is because they were really interested in you, and you were probably a lot to keep up with, you know? And I feel like they feel like you know that they are not good enough for you, and you know that you require a lot of attention that they're not able to give to you at this time. Okay? And they weren't able to give to you at the time that you guys were connecting. You know, they were probably, you know, they saw you from, you know, across the room or something, or they came up to you and they were very excited, you know, that you were actually talking to them, and they seemed very confident in the moment, you know, because they are just a good sweet talker kind of thing. But then when it came down to actually putting in the work, they were not really about that. You know what I mean? Like they just are all talk and no real action, and that's how they feel like you view them, because that was the reality of the situation, you know? But they know that you know your value, and you know that what you can offer, and they see it too. But then when it comes down to it, they don't really match your energy. Okay, you could be super classy, and when they, or you know, just somebody who is educated and very influential, somebody who is can be, you know, kind of like a motherly type, or you know, a wifey kind of thing, but it's also like very sexual and or romantic, or you know, sensual, you know, and they loved all these qualities about you, but then when it, they just couldn't follow through. So I feel like they feel like you see them as a flake, like somebody who's all talk and no action, you know, or somebody who is too busy for them, you know, and they feel like you feel like they were kind of a waste of time. I'm not saying that the situation was, but then, you know, it's like, why would they put all this effort into telling you that they can do all these things for you and to you sexually, and you know, they love how sweet you are and how, and the energy that you put out into the universe, but then they don't do anything about it, you know, like you can ask them, you know, what they're up to or something, and then they won't respond for hours later, and then you know, you try to make plans with them, and then like they just don't follow through, you know. And this could go either, you know, either direction, you know, it doesn't matter what gender you are, but or that they are. It's just that, you know, somebody was really interested. Like I think that they seemed like they were very interested in you at first, and then they allowed other things to get in the way, and they moved on kind of thing. Like they went with the flow. Maybe it was that other things, their schedule did get busy, you know, or you guys were so far apart, and when you met, they were really interested in you, but then when it came down to like needing to put some effort into actually seeing you, it got too hard, kind of thing. And so we're gonna let's pull some more oracle cards. Is the Coffee Cup Oracle. How does pile one's person think that you view them? How does pile one's person think that you view them? Moon, cycles and change. Sorry, that's my neighbor. Choices and decision. Justice, documents. So I think this person knows that they gave you mixed signals, and so they probably think that you view them as somebody who is not sure of what they want, somebody who is a little bit confused, you know, somebody who just like changed their decision overnight, and really somebody who has different interests at the time, or somebody who is not really sure of what they want. Because the scales are here and indecision, you know, and choices, I feel like there's some Libra energy. So maybe this person could be a Libra or an air sign, and they're just kind of more flowy and a little bit detached, it could seem. Or you could be a Libra too. Your energy came across as Venusian, so I do get a sense of Libra energy. Somebody can be a Sagittarius or Capricorn as well, and Moon here, so we can have Pisces or Cancer. So yeah, I think that this person thinks that you see them as somebody who is flowy, who is indecisive about what it is that they really want, somebody who talks a good game, but that when it comes down to taking action, they don't follow through. Somebody who's confused about how they actually feel about you, like when it comes to their true honest feelings. Maybe they do feel like they have feelings for you, but then they're just like taking a more logical route, like it's not really practical in their life right now, so they would rather not pursue something further with you at this time, okay? Or at the time that you guys were talking. So I'm going to pull some tarot. How does pile one's person think that you view them? How does pile one's person think that you view them? We have the Sun. How does pile one's person think that you view them? How does pile one's person think that you view them? We have Five of Wands. How does pile one's person think that you view them? Ten of Wands. And Six of Pentacles. Pile one, I think that they realize that they made you feel like you were a great catch. And I really do think that you are, but I think that they really made you feel like they understood your worth at the time that you guys were talking. At least in the very beginning. Like, they probably called you a goddess, or, really, really made you feel like they were really into you. But then when it came to following through and, like, trying to see you days after or making plans and stuff, they got like overwhelmed with the amount of pressure that it would take to match your energy. Honestly, I feel like they feel like you are upset with them, or disappointed in them or disappointed in the situation because you felt like they were like there was potential here. And when you tried, like when you opened yourself up to, because maybe you're a person who doesn't really like to open yourself up to people, especially when people that you meet, outside, or who you don't really know you can trust or not. And then this person comes along and they feel like they make you feel like very high quality, which I do think that you are, but like somebody that recognizes your value. And so you're like, okay, this person knows my worth, so maybe they can match me. And then when it came down to it, they couldn't. And so now they feel like they've disappointed you, and they are, honestly, they feel guilty and burdened by that. But they don't feel like they can give you justice at this time. Okay? So I think that they feel like you are disappointed in them, but that you're not really going to wait around for them anymore, and you're just going to pursue somebody else who does know your worth but then can also mirror you. Okay, we're gonna clarify these. Let's clarify the Sun. We have Four of Pentacles. Yeah, they seem like somebody whose heart was closed ultimately. Like, they probably didn't let you know that at first. We have the Six of Wands. The Ten of Wands clarified by King of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is clarified by the High Priestess. I feel like this person feels like you see them as somebody who is a little bit more money oriented, and who ended up being more, money and business materialistic. You probably view them as somebody who saw you as a more spiritual person than them, but that was not really the path they were really trying to take at this time. They feel like you feel like their heart was closed, okay? And they would rather go and be ambitious somewhere else, accomplish something else. Like, maybe they feel like you feel like they got what they needed from this connection, this relationship, and then they moved on. They kind of like got bored with it. Like, they got your attention. Like, maybe they saw getting you. Like, maybe they tried really hard to get your attention at the time, like really hard to get your number, or to try to sleep with you, or or take you on a date. And then as soon as you let them do these things, they kind of got what they wanted and then they moved on, kind of thing. So then now you're left like not really sure why they did this. And I don't think that it's so much having to do with you. Like they could have told you that they weren't really interested in something deeper. Maybe they did. You know, maybe that they did, and then you still, you know, liked the attention that they gave you, so you wish that they would stay or stick around a little bit longer, but then they didn't. They kind of moved on, and so now you're like, damn, like that was nice, but whatever, I guess I have to move on. So I think that that's how they think that you view them at this time. You know, somebody who really saw your light and really, you know, saw you as a challenge, but then when they got what they wanted out of the situation, or, you know, like they really tried really hard to get your attention, and when they did, it was, it felt really nice, but then they kind of moved on fairly quickly. Okay, so we're gonna get some messages from your person. We get some messages from Final One's person. Okay, what you see on social media is not a real representation of my life. Don't jump to conclusions based on that. So maybe you could be checking out their social media and then they think that you are, or they're posting, you know, things on their social media that makes it seem like they moved on fairly quickly, or, you know, from you, or they're like too busy, or they just don't have time for you. Because that's what, that's the kind of energy that they're trying to put out and show everybody. Won't be missed when you're gone. I'm fine on my own. So that's also another energy that they're putting out there. Like they feel like they are making it seem like they don't care about how they left you, you know, or how they just moved on from the situation very quickly. I wish I could hate you, but I can't. I'm struggling to accept that we're really over. Maybe that's your energy, or it could be theirs, but they didn't feel like they matched your energy again, so they moved on. And but they do think about you, you know, and they're like, damn, I wish I could have stayed in that situation. But I do think that they respect you enough to not play games with you. They just would rather, you know, nip it in the bud kind of thing and just move on, because they know that they can't really, you know, do this kind of thing long term. I'm preparing your life to be able to support a connection like ours. So again, they probably are just not ready and are in a space where they can be in a commitment, but they do want that kind of thing eventually. Whether it's with you or not is really like up in the air, but right now it doesn't seem like that's really an option, and they don't want you to wait for them, kind of thing. So it's just like, you know, you should move on with your life, and if it's meant to be, it is, but if it's not, then they're okay with that too. It says, I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed at the time. So yeah, again, maybe you were looking for something a little bit deeper, but they could not follow through. And two more. Let's do two more. I'm going to do something surprising. to travel the world with you. So maybe they might hit you up randomly. They may think about you randomly and, see what you're up to. So it seems like, or maybe that's the impression that they're giving you, like they only want to hit you up for something exciting, which is also not a super bad idea or, bad situation, only to have a good time. But if you're looking for something deeper, then I don't think that that's what this person is trying to put out there right now. I think that they think that you only see them as somebody who is non-committal and only likes fun and adventures, and that's the only time they'll hit you up. But when it comes down to more serious things, again, that's not where their head is right now. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile 1. I hope that this reading resonated at least a little bit, and if it did, please consider liking, subscribing, or commenting down below and letting me know. I hope to be reading for you guys all again soon. Okay? So until then, pile 1. Hi, pile 2. If you chose the pink geode star with the Mahogany Tarot, this reading is for you. Today we're going to be looking into what your person thinks you think about them, or how your person thinks that you view them. Okay? So before we get into the tarot, we are going to pull some oracle cards just to get some general ideas, and then we'll pull tarot, and then we'll get some messages from your person. Okay, so we're going to be pulling cards from the Mahogany Tarot first, just to get a general idea. So how does pile 2's person think that you view them? We have, do you remember? Stuck in the past. It came out reversed, so I'm going to take it that way. Stuck in the past, moving on, forgetting, and clinging. Pile 2's person, how does pile 2's person think that you view them? How does pile 2's person think that you view them? Walk away, leaving, separation, endings, divorce. How does pile 2's person think that you view them? We have community, groups, family, neighbors, and polygamy. One more, please. How does pile 2's person think that you view them? We have slow and steady, wise planning, meticulous, careful, and delays. Pile 2, I think that your person thinks that you feel like they're having a hard time letting you go. You guys could have had a really great time together. You could have met in a social situation. This could be a family member. I think that this person thinks that you see them as somebody you had to walk away from, and they were probably somebody who were really stuck in their ways, and had a hard time growing up, I think, or I had, what I mean, like maturing. Maybe they did have a tough childhood, but, somebody who really couldn't get over their player ways, who was probably really stubborn about, committing, or somebody who, just couldn't get over their past traumas or experiences when it came to relationships or connections with other people. And so they would rather be in this is how they think that you are seeing them, how they would rather be free, and not tied down. And so they were somebody that you just couldn't take seriously so much and had to walk away from them. If this is not related to a romantic feeling, it could be somebody who is in your family, but you had to walk away from them because they are really stuck in their ways. And as much as you want to enlighten them and really show them a different way of being or just a new lifestyle, they're just so stuck in the past, and the old world kind of thinking. And I think that you are very enlightened. And so you they see you as somebody who had to walk away because you guys couldn't really get along or agree on the same things. You guys have different viewpoints on life. And so maybe it could have been a very hard decision for you to leave. They know that you saw them as disagreeable, or somebody who was never going to change. And so it was better if you had to for you to distance yourself from them. We're going to pull cards from the Coffee Cup Oracle. How does Pile 2's person think that you view them? How does Pile 2's person think that you view them? Whale, Wisdom Keeper. We have Triangle, Choices, Indecision. We have Bear, Strength, and Resourceful. I think they believe that you do have respect for them and honor for them, and you honor them. You see them as somebody who has been through a lot and somebody who possesses a lot of strength because of that. Somebody who is wise because of the experiences that they have experienced, like somebody who is older than you. So I think that they believe that you see them as somebody who is stuck in their ways because of the experiences that they've had. Like, yes, they probably do seem very wise and, base their actions and their decisions off of their past experiences, but you probably also see them as somebody who is a bit closed-minded or, unwilling to change their viewpoint or to see where you're coming from because it challenges what they have experienced, and what they know to have come true or to be true based off of what they've learned throughout their life. Okay? They probably think that you see them as somebody who is like an elder, like a mother figure or a father figure, or an auntie, uncle kind of thing, a teacher, somebody who you've learned a lot from, who you grew up with. It doesn't really seem relationship based. As far as romantic relationship, it does feel more familial or like somebody who you grew up with, kind of thing. If it is a relationship, this person could be older than you, and so maybe you were to see them as somebody who has gained a lot of wisdom. We're gonna get into tarot. How does pile two's person think that you view them? How does pile two's person think that you view them? Queen of Pentacles. How does pile two's person think that you view them? Seven of Wands. How does pile two's person think that you view them? Nine of Wands. How does pile two's person think that you view them? Five of Pentacles. Pile two, I think that your person knows that you respect them because you know that they've had a difficult life and it's taken them a lot to achieve the success that they have. But you also somewhat feel sorry for them, or maybe they even feel like you pity them because they feel like life is really hard and you feel like it doesn't have to be. They kind of make it harder for themselves than it needs to be, you know, or like maybe they're a workaholic, or maybe they are constantly on the defense. Maybe they're stingy with their money. They could have grown up really, really poor, or, you know, had a lot of difficult situations like that where money was kind of like up and down. They could have been homeless at some point, you know what I mean? Like, they could have gone through some very, very deep, heavy hardships, and maybe you know that they have earned everything that they have received, or, you know, they worked really hard for it. And so maybe you guys had a disagreement of some kind because you're more of a like work smarter, not harder kind of person, and they truly believe in hard work, you know, in achieving success that way, you know. And so you guys clash, and they're unwilling to change their minds, you know, change their mind. Like, they really do believe that you should work harder, that you should have a good job, like go to school, like become a doctor, you know what I mean? Or become a nurse, or, you know, work for the government, you know, or, you know, go to school to get a good job. Like, they really truly believe in that kind of way of thinking, and you're just a little bit not so rigid, you know, and that's probably where you guys clash. And I'm not saying that they're not successful, because I do think that they are, but I think that they believe that you see them as somebody who is unwilling to take the path that you choose seriously because it doesn't follow this kind of like linear path, like this linear path to success, you know? It's a little more abstract and creative. Sorry, I keep shaking the table. We have Hanged Man. We have King of Cups. We have the Empress. And we have Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so to confirm, I do believe that this person believes that you see them as somebody who is very successful. There's no doubt about that. But you guys have different viewpoints on life, okay? I think you're a little bit more independent in the way that you think. You seem like somebody who thinks outside of the box, and maybe you see them as somebody who is a little bit more traditional, or, you know, yes, somebody who cares about you very deeply and somebody who you honor very deeply, but you know, maybe you want to be a musician, you know, or an artist, or, you know, something a little bit more wild and free in that way, and they don't believe that that leads to a successful life, you know, or they don't really agree with that. Like, they want you to go to school for something that, like business, you know, or something that is a little more practical and can guarantee, quote unquote, guarantee money coming in, you know, but you're just a little more of a free thinker. And so they're somebody that clashes with you in that way. Okay, so we're gonna get some messages from your person. Let's just see, what does pile two's person want to say? What does pile two's person have to say at this time? We have let my love open the door to your heart. So let's see. I do think that they love you and they do want what's best for you, or they feel like they know what's best for you. We have this connection brought us together, but only emotional maturity will make this work. So again, oh, let me see. I think I wrote it. Yeah, okay. So this connection brought us together, but only emotional maturity will make this work. So I think that it's up to you guys, like whether this person is family or not. I do think that you guys have a strong bond and strong connection. They do love you, but in order for you guys to really stay on good terms, you have to be willing to see things from each other's point of view and be open to it and okay. Like I feel like you feel misunderstood by this person because they're unwilling to accept the life that you're choosing to live. And if that's the case, then you're not feeling like you can trust or open up to them in the way that they would like, you know? So there has to be an understanding here, or an acceptance of your lifestyle. It says, won't be missed when you're gone, I'm fine on my own. Maybe they feel like that's how you feel because of your disagreements, that you're fine on your own, and that you don't need their teachings or their advice on how to move forward in life or how to succeed in life. They feel like you just feel like you know it all, or you just don't really agree with anything they have to say, even though they have proven to you that they are successful through hard work. It says, I'm releasing relationships that require unhealthy lifting. It says, I'm learning to be more vulnerable, and I'm uncomfortable expressing my true feelings for fear of rejection. So maybe this is how you feel towards them, or they feel like you can't express yourself the way that you want to because they might reject the way that you choose to live your life, or the way that you view the world, or you know what I mean, or the choices that you make. You feel like you can't trust that you can be fully yourself. Maybe they feel like you are leaving them behind because there's a lot of tension between you guys right now. Maybe you even told them like they were gaslighting you, or that the way that they were thinking is unhealthy, or you know, like they need to open up more, and maybe they refused, and so in that way you felt like you've given up a little bit. Not really given up, but just like not really tried to, you know, open their minds anymore because you feel like that they're stuck in their ways. I'm gonna pull two more. Yeah, should I stay or should I go? I did write them on both sides. I wrote them bigger so that you can see it better. And it's all coming back to me now. So I think that they probably, you know, you're the way that you are acting could, if this is like a parent or somebody who's older than you in that way, you could be reminding them of their past self, you know, or their relationship with their parents, or somebody else who didn't agree with their ways of thinking or their choices, you know, and they're wondering if this is how, maybe they're thinking that you think that it's better for you to leave than to stay with them, you know, stay on their roof, or just stay in connection with them, or, you know, or trust them fully because you guys are disagreeing, you know. But I do think that they do love you, and they do have your best interests at heart, you know, and in mind. It's just that it could seem a little bit outdated to you, And so for that reason, you have chosen a different path, and they may not feel happy about that, and so it's created some kind of tension between you. But you know, with clear communication and hopefully acceptance on their part, and hopefully that their love is overpowering, you know, or hopefully that you'll become successful. Maybe that's what it takes for you to become successful and stable in the area that you choose, in order for them to accept that the path you chose is right for you, you know, which does put a lot of pressure on you. But if you do choose that path, then you should expect to be successful, because that is your calling. You know, if you feel like that's your calling, then run with it. You know, just because somebody doesn't agree with you, somebody who is close to you doesn't agree with you, doesn't mean that it's not the right thing to do. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile 2. I hope that this reading resonated. I hope that you got some clarity or guidance that you were looking for, and I do hope to read for you all again soon. Okay, so until next time, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the butterfly with the Light Seers Tarot, this reading is for you. Today we're going to be looking into how your person thinks that you view them. Before we get into the tarot, we are going to pull some oracle cards just to get a general theme or idea, and then we'll pull tarot, and then we'll get some messages from your person, okay? The first oracle deck we're going to pull from is this Melanin Pop Oracle. So pile 3, how does your person think that you view them? How does your person think that you view them? Old school, we have vintage, chivalrous, dates, courtship, and photos. How does pile 2's person think that, pile 3, how does pile 3's person think that you view them? How does pile 3's person think that you view them? We have hot sauce, attractive, feisty, on a roll, temperature, climate, debates. How does pile 3's person think that you view them? We have addiction, excessive drinking, sex addict, unhealthy coping mechanisms. Pile 3's person, how do they feel like you view them? Performer, shine, confidence, musician, spotlight, dance, communication. Pile 3, I think that your person feels like you see them as somebody who is having a hard time maturing. I don't want to say it like that. Like, I do think that they feel like they're fly, like they're hot sauce. I'm gonna say it like that, you know what I mean? Like they're the ish, but they probably feel like you feel like they got issues. You know what I mean? Like are too far into their game and they're unwilling to get healthy. You know, they probably are a pro, you know, they've been probably doing this lifestyle for a very long time. And so it works for them. They're probably a functional, let's say, addict of some sort, you know, like drinking regularly, but they can function, or smoking all the time, or, you know, doing other things heavily. But then that's how they're able to be who they are. You know, it's a part of their identity, it's a part of who they have become. And I feel like you see straight through them and they can sense that you see through them, but I feel like they feel seen. That's the thing, that they feel seen by you, like the real version of them. But that's not who they're really in tune with. They're in tune with, or they make more of an effort to put up a facade for everybody else. You know what I mean? Like they put up this mask and everybody knows them as, they probably have a moniker, you know, something, a name that they go by that everybody calls them, but then you know them as their like real name, something like that, you know what I mean? And I feel like they do see you as somebody who wants to stay in their life, or somebody who, you know, is kind of like a ride or die, you know, who has been with them through the ups and downs, you know, somebody who has been, saw them at their highest or their lowest, you know, but you know their low points. They feel like they can be vulnerable around you, but they would rather pretend like nothing's wrong either. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they feel like you know that they should stop with the games and this mask and just be who they are and take care of themselves. But they see so much value in that life. Like, they feel like they can't give up that life. You know what I mean? Because it's just like part of their identity, and they have put so much effort and time into that that they don't really know themselves fully outside of this, because they've had this mask for so long. And when they think about you, they feel like you know, you are the one of the few people who know that they will probably be better off not living this lifestyle anymore, you know what I mean? Or slowing it down, or, you know, just like somebody who needs to release their bad habits. We're going to pull some cards from the Coffee Cup Oracle. Let's see. Pile 3's person. How does Pile 3's person think that you view them? How does Pile 3's person think that you view them? Wheel, endings, beginnings. How does Pile 3's person think that you view them? We have Gate, opportunities, and home. How does Pile 3's person think that you view them? Peacock, pregnancy, and wealth. I'd rather say fertility, but so I do think that when they think about you, they know that you understand why they still put up this facade or still, choose this lifestyle over choosing their true self. You understand that they chose this life a long time ago because they felt like that was the only thing that was going to get them out of whatever tough situation, whatever they were facing at the time. But it's kind of like they faked it until they made it. And now, because they made it and it's what made them, they don't know how to get out of it, or they don't really know. They're like afraid to be their real selves because when they were their real selves, that nobody took them seriously or nobody, wanted to give them the time of day kind of thing. So they made up this way of being and it became them, but it brought them a lot of opportunities and wealth and, new beginnings, but it also brought like these self-destructive behaviors within them, like it's not the most healthy way of being for them. And so when they think about you, they remember that, or I feel like you trigger that within them. You make them feel vulnerable and you make them self-reflect. You care about the real them, the them that not a lot of people know or care about, you know what I mean? Or like they don't realize that they're kind of like two different people kind of thing. And they think about you being like a kind soul and somebody who is really authentic and who is like a ride or die, but they're still very afraid to give up who they have been for this very long time. So we're going to pull some oracle cards. We're going to pull some tarot cards. So how does pile three's person think that you view them? How does pile three's person think that you view them? We have Three of Wands. How does pile three's person think that you view them? We have Four of Wands. How does pile three's person think that you view them? Six of Pentacles reverse. How does pile three's person think that you view them? How does pile three's person think that you view them? Okay, Eight of Swords. Pile three, I believe that your person feels like you need to worry about them. I believe that they think that you can see into their future, and you're kind of waiting for them to change their world around, okay? To leave their old world behind maybe you could be a family member too of this person, somebody who's just very close to this person and who have seen them go through a lot throughout the years even, and you know that they, like, it's only a matter of time before they break down, basically. You know, they have this breakdown moment because they could be flying high, they can be, you know, on this momentum, you know, they could be doing this for a very long time, but it's only a matter of time before life catches up with them and their anxiety, and, you know, it's only a matter of time before they have to face their reality, their true self. And you know this because you know that it's coming, like this time, this moment needs to come in order for them to heal, or they're just gonna crash and burn kind of thing. And so when they think about you, they feel like you feel this way, almost like you're prophetic in this way, and it kind of gives them anxiety, more anxiety. And I'm not saying that it's your fault. I think that they know what you know and they value what you think and everything, but because they've been putting it off for so long, they just are afraid of change. They know that it's coming. They feel like they're afraid that things are going to just fall on their face and they're not going to be able to handle the upheaval almost, or, you know. I do think that they know that you'll have their support when this happens, but they're also afraid of like losing everything that they've ever known, and so they're not really looking forward to that coming true if it ever does. But when they think about you, it almost feels like they know that it's bound to happen. We're gonna get some confirmation for the cards, so let's get some confirmation. The Chariot, some confirmation. Knight of Wands. A Hierophant. Eight of Swords. What does your person think that you think about them? How does your person think that you think about them? We're going to get one card. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords. How does your person think that you think about them? Nine of Wands. Okay, so I think that they believe that you know that they're feeling a lot of pressure on the inside. Like, they come across as somebody who is very happy, somebody who maybe smiles a lot, who's the life of the party, who has a lot of fire and energy, and it's, you know, very dynamic and admirable to a lot of people, but deep down they are under a lot of pressure, and, you know, they're kind of exhausted when it comes to keeping this lifestyle up. And so they feel like, you know, that it's gonna something has to change. So when they think about you, they know that something has to change in their life, but they're kind of fighting it, or they're like expecting it to happen, and they're waiting for it to happen, and then maybe it will. I think there's a part of them that wants it to happen because they're exhausted with maintaining this kind of lifestyle. It takes a lot of energy out of them, and they kind of want to slow down at this point, even though they're like fast, they're very fast paced and high energy kind of people. I just think that it's taken a lot out of them to be this kind of person. And so although it scares them to change, they're kind of waiting for it to happen. They're expecting it to happen because they know that they can't do this forever. They don't have the energy to do this forever. And so there needs to be a shift in their life, and they understand that. And there needs to be more balance as well, And so when they think about you, they feel like you're going to be somebody, if you're willing, to help them through that transition period whenever that comes. Because you're like one of the few people that actually knows them and that they can trust. Okay, pile 3. I feel like you are their support system. Which is not to put a lot of pressure on you. I think it's more like they really respect you and they value you, and they know that you really care about them, and so they're very grateful for your presence. It's more that kind of thing. So I'm going to pull some cards, messages from your person. What does your person have to say during this time? What does your person have to say during this time? Pile 3. It says, I hope we both can find peace and closure. Yeah, I think they really want peace in their heart and their life, And and they hope to find closure, like the proper closure with this old lifestyle, this old way of being. It says, you've changed, and I've definitely noticed. And it also says, I wish I could stop feeling resentful towards you. So maybe there was this kind of disagreement between you guys. Maybe you got really upset with them because you told them one day that they can't keep doing this, that they have to put their health first. They need to stop playing games and really, change their life and for the better. And they're really afraid to do that. So they got angry with you, or they built up this kind of resentment towards you because you're the one who they can't hide their true self with you, and they're so used to putting up this mask with everybody else that they kind of forget maybe that who they really are until they're in front of you, and then it all comes back, and then they're like, oh, this is not real. Everything that every day I put up this facade, and it's not real. And maybe they resent you a little bit because you force them to face their reality. Maybe you've changed a little bit with them because you've gotten more strict or more honest, or you're just like not going along with their games. But they do respect you and honor you. They're just like a little bit frustrated because you're right. It's all coming back to me now. Again, every time I think that you are in front of their face, you force them to remember who they really are. You are the sunshine of my life. This love has shown me how important it is to love myself first so I can love another properly. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me. And the rest is still unwritten. Okay, so I do think that they're gonna keep on trucking, you know, they're gonna keep on going along with this life that they've known for a very long time, as long as they can. And although, you know, you have their best interests at heart, they're not really ready to let it go, but they do value you and respect you, and you are the sunshine of their life. Like, you light up their life. They appreciate you because you remind him of who they really are, you know? It all comes back to them when you're in their presence or when they think about you, you know? But they know that you know what's best for them and you wish the best for them, but they are having a hard time really trying to accept that or create a more balanced life in that way. But they do thank you for your support. It does mean the world to them, and they know that you really do care about them. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile 3. I hope that it was insightful, or this message helped you a little bit, or, you know, a lot. And if it did, if it resonated, please consider liking, subscribing, or commenting down below and letting me know. And I look forward to reading for you all again soon, okay? So until then, pile 3.